Welcome to Empower Her Radio, the space for powerhouse women ready to step into their next level of abundance, purpose, and personal freedom. I'm Dr. Corey Winn, a high performance coach, doctor of physical therapy, philanthropist, and business consultant. I help ambitious women align with their highest calling, expand their wealth and impact, and create a life that feels as good as it looks. If you're a high achieving woman who's built success yet finds yourself craving more alignment, more purpose, more ease, you're in the right place. Here, we bridge the gap between ambition and fulfillment. Through transformative conversations and proven strategies, you'll gain the courage to step into the fullest expression of you. Build a powerhouse business that aligns with your expertise and divine gifts, and lead your life, both personally and professionally, with unshakable confidence, worthiness, and compassion. This is about expansion, legacy, and owning your power unapologetically. You already have everything inside of you to create a life of unlimited possibility. It's time to unlock it. Welcome to your next level. Let's dive in. Hello, everyone. Today, I am so honored to sit down with a woman who's redefining what it means to live a life of intention, courage, and wellness. Lesley Logan is a national certified Pilates teacher, habits, mindset, breathwork coach, and a co-founder of Online Pilates Classes, the largest catalog of free Pilates tutorials on the web. Through her work, Lesley helps women ditch perfectionism, take messy action, and prioritize themselves first so they can do life better. She's taught thousands of students worldwide, trained hundreds of teachers, and built a thriving online community where Pilates lovers of all levels can find accountability, confidence, and joy. Lesley has been featured in Sports Illustrated, Mary Claire, BBC, Well Plus Good, and more. And I'm so excited to dive into our conversation. Lesley, welcome to the show.
Corey, thanks for having me. This is going to be a lot of fun. And I just want you to be my hype woman.
Yes.
I just loved all of that. The intentional. I'm like, yes, that's me. That's exactly what I'm doing.
Isn't it so fun when you hear other people introduce you? You're like, wow, that's awesome.
I literally was just recording this as like an FYF for my own show. And I was like, if you need to read your own bio out loud sometimes, because it's a series of wins that you have achieved in this world. And there's a bunch of stuff in
Yes.
between. And we forget we did those things.
Yes. Yes. Thinking along those lines, tell us all those things. How did you get from kind of the beginning to now?
Yeah, so I actually was one of those people who I wasn't a dancer who got into Pilates. That's now like of course that's pretty normal, but back in the early 2000s, you were a dancer. That's how you got into
Mm-hmm.
Pilates. And we even talked about how that's you experience it in your dance.
2000, yep, that was
Yeah.
me.
So I didn't. I was invited to go to a class and I told this girl who I worked with, I said, that is some infomercial BS. It can't do what it says to do. Like, ugh. But inside I had this like little voice that said, it's like, you need a friend and someone invited you to something, and I had just graduated from college. And so all of my like friends like got married and moved away. And like, I was pretty intentional that I wasn't going to college to get a husband. I was going to
Right,
college to
right.
get a degree.
Yeah.
And so, and not a slight on anyone who did that, but like I had to pay my way there. So I like needed
Right.
to work. And so I decided to go thinking I'll just go and then we'll have some avocado toast and a latte afterwards. And like
Yes.
I'll never do that again. And what happened is I loved my first experience so much. Like in the middle of class, I'm like, I'm feeling parts of my body I never felt before. And I think it's important to
Mm-hmm.
note that I went to college with a kinesiology major in mind. It didn't work out that I got that, but I basically minored in it and then I got a communications degree instead. But I had been an athlete. Like I'd done a personal training
Mm-hmm.
certification. Like I knew the body. So for me to
Yes.
say I
Yes.
felt parts of my body I never felt before, like was crazy for me to feel that. And I left like calling my dad going, I just went to the craziest, amazing workout. I got a membership. I'm going every day. I changed everyone's schedule so I could go. I mean, like clearly this is what happens if I ever join a cult. Like I'm in from day one. So I'm going, I keep going. And the more I went, the more I got to feel what it was like to be in my own body. Like for like
Mhm.
the whirlwind to stop. And I was a runner. You can think about what's bothering you when you're running. When you're weight training, you can text in between. You can still think about the grocery store. You don't there's not a lot that you have to do mind body with. But when you do Pilates correctly, you should have time with your mind telling your body what to do. And so it really
Mhm.
clears everything. And I found myself going into a class stressed out and leaving with like, oh, I know exactly what to do in that scenario. Like just
Mhm.
that pause there. And so one day in class, I heard myself say, I don't like living here. And I thought that's a really
Mhm.
weird thought to have. And I was like, I could just move. I don't have to, I could just move. And that's
Mhm.
crazy for me. Like I was raised in a family, did not have a lot of money growing up.
Mhm.
Security is everything to me. And I had a great,
Oh yeah.
I could pay all my rent and I could pay my student loans. And like I had a really cool job as well. So I go into that job and the phone rings and it's a girl who has my job in the other city. So I was in Orange County by the beach and she was in Santa Monica, so LA by the
Mhm.
beach. And she said, "Oh, I
Uh-huh.
wanted you to know I put my 2 week notice in." And I was like, "Oh, I could have your job."
Yes, you can.
Transfer, right? Like I never would have that opportunity meets preparation. Like I never would have noticed that had I not had that thought. So I moved to LA and fast forward, I started doing Pilates there. This woman who's teaching me there was like, you should become a Pilates instructor. And I was like, I could just do that. Like it just didn't occur to me that you could just
Uh-huh.
like change, you know? So I thought I would just become a Pilates instructor to pay for my habit. I got so busy teaching Pilates in 2008, everyone, during a recession, like my
Yes.
retail world was not going well, but my Pilates world
Mhm.
was, that I had to quit my, in air quotes, real job and teach Pilates. And I just happened to live down the street from someone who studied with Joe Pilates. And so
Oh
I
wow.
happened to have this great opportunity where I could take from someone who's as close to the source, which meant that people wanted to hire me around the world to teach them Pilates.
Mhm.
And then another reason I was really known is that because of my communication degree, because of my retail experience, I happen to be really good at running studios. And so I was being
Mhm.
hired by all these people to help them run their studios. And my husband was like, I know it's exciting for you, but your clients probably don't like that you travel so much. So we should create an online platform for them. And so that's just kind of like how everything just
Wow.
happened. Um, and along the way, I just kept like evaluating what questions I was continually being asked and what was I scared of. And everything that I was scared of was things that I made sure I did because it really led me to where I am today. And like, so I say all that to say, like, I'm not perfect. It's not a linear line. It sounds very linear in that way.
Uh-huh.
It, you'd be surprised what you're capable of doing despite what everyone else is saying you not to. Like there was not a single person who thought it was a great idea for me to quit my real job in retail and
Your real job.
my real job. And
How
like,
many of us have heard that? What are you doing?
yeah, they're like, "Oh my God, you're leaving your job." And I'm like, "Well, I'm making more money over here." And they're like, "There's a recession." It's like people didn't realize that like what I saw, which is like the retail world was going to go under. I mean, thank God I got out. Like thank God I had something. So I think
Right.
that because like I'm sure the questions will come up, people might want to think it's so nice for you. It must be so easy for you. I'm going to tell
Mhm.
you like it wasn't, none of this stuff is easy for me, but sometimes you just have to do the non-easy thing, you know? And
You have to get wildly uncomfortable to grow.
yes, exactly, Corey, exactly. Exactly.
And I just want to go back and honor you for what you said a second ago, the security. I mean, I grew up, my dad was the first person in his family to go to college. His goal was for me to be able to take care of myself without a husband on my own in the event that there was divorce or there was never a marriage or anything like that. He was like, you have to be secure. And
Yeah.
I think back, my dad worked for American Airlines for almost 40 years. And the amount of times they went through layoff cycles and whatnot. And I had a mentor say one time, you know, you are the only one who creates your own security. And I love to hear that, yes, it was wildly uncomfortable. Yes, it was scary, but it was what your heart wanted and you trusted yourself.
Hmm.
Because obviously, you are incredibly more successful now than you were back then. And there's a ceiling in corporate, there's a ceiling in retail, there's a ceiling in healthcare. When you go out on your own, I mean, I love that. I love all of that.
Yeah, and I mean, like, I, I definitely thought I would like. Not only would I be a buyer someday for the store I was working for, like that there, I could see the path to that. It wasn't crazy, but also
Hmm.
I had to wait for someone to die or to
Right.
retire. You know, like
Right.
my dreams were contingent on someone else's making a decision, and it just didn't.
Hmm.
Well, and to your point, like my parents, neither one of them went to college. Like my dad never finished, and my mom went later in life, and so.
Hmm.
I'm the first kid on in any family to like go from high school to college and like get a degree. And so I
Mm-hmm.
understand there's like that pressure, like you got to be independent. And so that is the thing that I can say. If you were raised in that way of any kind, you have what it takes to handle anything. I am
Oh yeah.
excellent when a shoe drops. Like I'm like when COVID happened, I was like, we were watching it back in like whatever, October, September of 2019. Like
Oh yeah.
I was like
Oh
getting
yeah.
news from Wuhan because I had a retreat in Cambodia in February in early in March. And so I
Oh
was like
wow.
watching it. I'm like, they got to get it together. They got to get together. And Amazon was like, you're going to have to change your flight, babe. You can't fly through China anymore. I'm like, okay, this is getting serious. So, but no one was calling it a pandemic. So we had to have this retreat. So we go to Cambodia. It was an excellent time to be there. No one was there. We were the only ones. It's a very outdoor space. And, because of their outdoor living, like it was very safe for us. But anyways, on our flight home is when it was called the pandemic, right? And so that's when I realized, oh my gosh, in my industry, everyone is going to go online and they don't know how to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And so,
Mm-hmm.
like, I think if anybody resonates with Corey's life or my life of like just being raised to be dependent on yourself, you have the muscle for when the ish hits the fan. You are going to see things that other people won't see. I landed. I went to the group of people that we work with, we support. I taught them exactly how to teach online, like literally landed and like
Mm-hmm.
taught a workshop. And I said, here's what I'm
Mm-hmm.
going to do. I'm going to teach this again to the public. I'm going to charge $99. I need your help promoting it because this entire industry will fall if people
Yes.
cannot teach their people. And so we were able to do that. We were able to help hundreds of Pilates instructors keep their business going, keep their clients moving. We
Oh my gosh.
you
Gives me
have to
chills.
be moving. You can't just sit around for months waiting for things to get better, right? And like so
Right.
so I just share that story because I really do think that people listen to this have more, they have so many more muscles and so many more skills. You just don't know what you know until like you are faced with like, oh, I have to do this right now.
Well, and so many women are like, okay, I went to school, I have this job, I've got to stay in this job, this is the lane that I'm in,
Mhm.
and forget to take the blinders off and go, I have a communications degree. That then led me to communicate with all of these people
Yeah.
to these online classes. And I mean, so many of us, even if you're a stay at home mom listening, have so many skills managing so many different things that translate into virtually every field. Maybe not aeronautical engineering or something, but most things your skill set is absolutely perfect for.
Yeah, I do love that. And I really think that like taking the blinders off and then also can we just all stop making thinking that we have to check all the boxes to be qualified for a
Mm-hmm.
thing. Like you don't have to check all the boxes. Our male counterparts do not check most of the boxes. They're like, I'm gonna apply. Look at
Right.
how many people think that they're worthy of leading a state or a country. Like they're not qualified. And here we are going, oh, I'm just a stay-at-home mom. Oh, I just have a communications degree. Like, no,
Uh-huh.
actually, you have skill sets and being able to take an information and process it in a way that you can send it to people and share it in a way that makes them understand it. You are a stay-at-home mom. You can manage crises and a household. Like, I would take a stay-at-home mom to being my executive assistant on any day. I think they can handle
Yes.
all of it. I think all the
Oh, yes.
I's would be dotted, the T's would be crossed. I think that's what I
Right.
really needed.
Yes. Oh my gosh. It's so true. And I think that knowing on the other side of that, women especially have so much passion for what they do, and skills can always be taught. I think that's so often what stops us. It's like, oh, I don't think I have the skills, or I don't know if I have the expertise. It's like, but if you have the passion, you will find somebody to teach you. You make that decision and the door will open for you.
1000%. We all remember when MySpace was a thing. We all learned how to code to somehow get the right music to be there. Like we can learn new things all the time, you
Oh
know.
yeah.
And there are like when I first started doing so, I had to learn how to do HTML for my MailChimp. Oh my God, like, and I don't know how to do that anymore because I like as soon as I didn't need to do it, I did like let that leave me. But we can all learn new things. I think what it is we are afraid to fail. And
Mhm.
what if for and I'm sure there's not a mom out here who like would disagree. Your kids will learn so much more from failure. And I know
Mm-hmm.
it hurts. I know they want to cry. I know them losing a game is a terrible thing, but we have plenty of studies that show that if you don't keep a score at a game, it actually does more harm than good. If we don't, like
Mm-hmm.
failing is something that's so, it's an important skill. And so of course it sucks
Mm-hmm.
to get it wrong. And of course, if you need the money, trust me, a failed launch has really made me scared in my life. Okay.
Uh-huh.
in in 2020, like we had the most successful launch of our entire business, of our entire life. We were able to buy a house and we went to rinse and repeat and it failed. And we're like, oh
Mm-hmm.
crap, that didn't
Yeah.
work. And we thought it would work. And now we don't have the money we thought we'd have. So
Mm-hmm.
I know that failure can actually be scary and can
Mm-hmm.
put you in a position where you might need to try something else, but you learn so much more from it. And this is true. It's true. And so I think what we have to two things. One, we have to be more welcoming of failures, and we have to be okay with rejection. And this is
Mm-hmm.
where I think most people have a really hard time is that they don't know how to handle rejection. And
Mm-hmm.
my husband and one of my other dear friends, they were in sales like in high school and in college and just making their job was just making phone calls. And like one of my
Mm-hmm.
literally realized that in 3 years he got rejected 30,000 times. And
Mm-hmm.
he has zero fears about anything that he does. None.
Mm-hmm.
And so I would just say, like, it's okay for someone to say, I don't like you,
Yeah.
or you're not right for the job. It actually isn't a reflection that you're a bad person, you're not good enough.
Right.
It's not, that's them, that's their thing. It's not your thing.
Yeah.
And I think if we
Yeah.
can get good with that, it just makes everything we want to do easier.
Well, and I want to talk too about just I know you mentioned earlier that you don't have children, but for a lot of the moms on this show, there's this view that they have to be the perfect mom or that they've got to take the straight line, the secure place. We've talked about that, but I've tried really hard to show my daughter my failures. I
Hmm.
mean, I am such a recovering perfectionist. She's 10, she's a huge perfectionist, but to let her see, oh, mommy's trying new things. Oh, she's doing that. Oh, she didn't know how to do that at first. I mean, that builds such character with your children.
Corey, you're
And
my hero. You're literally the mom that I'm like, this is the best. This is a mom that every kid needs to have.
that's so funny. And thank you for that. But I look back and I remember thinking, why do I feel like I'm failing so much? Because my mom did all the things. She worked full time. She was my carpool. She did it all. And I remember thinking, I am such a failure because I can't seem to manage all of those things. And then the light bulb finally went off of like, no, you don't have to delegate, say no, create boundaries, and let your children or nieces or nephews for that matter see that you're taking time for yourself, see that you said no, see that, oh, well, that launch failed. Let's try again.
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
love that.
Okay. I hope my neighbors don't listen to my podcast. My neighbor, uh, if they do, hi guys. I won't say their names. So my husband goes, oh my gosh, did you see what happened to their new car? And he's like, yeah, it's all like it got hit on the side. And I was like, oh my God, are they okay? Are the girls okay? So I see the neighbor running in the park and I said, hey, I saw the car. Are you guys okay? And he goes, oh, I hit my own car.
Oh, no.
He's like, I backed in to my own car with the girls in the car. And he said, I literally didn't go. And I remember, like, as soon as I heard it, I was like, oh, I moved the car, right? Like, I moved the car.
Uh
He said, well, girls, we've got a few lessons we can take away from this. One, don't be in a hurry.
huh.
Hurry. And he hit a car. Two, no one got hurt. So we cannot take this. Everyone's fine. We're all safe. So this is not a bad thing. These
Right.
accidents will happen, and it's important that you tell us, and it's okay because no one got hurt. And like,
Yeah.
and that, like, and so like, I just like laughed about it because like I think like I would think, how would I have handled that? And I mean, like the curse words would come out. There'd be self-talk. I would start to blame myself. I would be like, what an idiot. Like and then I would have to go, hold on, you're not an idiot. You were in a hurry. Like the whole thing,
Right.
right?
Yes.
But I think
Yes.
like I say all that to say with you, what you're talking about, I think that it's great that there's a lot of moms out there who can make it look like it's so easy. And like, if that is you and that is your skill set, that is awesome. I
Mm-hmm.
do think that there's character building in kids having to experience from their parents, some the story that you have, or it's not perfect. I'm learning new things. I didn't get this right. We are late for this. I hit the car. Like,
Yes. Yes.
like there's some, as long as like there, if as long as you're not hiding what's going on and it's happening from a place of like being a human, it's so
Yeah.
good for them because I really do think like the hardest thing with I could not be a 20-year-old today. There is no way I could
Mm-mm.
because so many of them haven't done anything. One of my clients, her kids are in their 20s and they live rent free in her house. And I'm
Yeah.
like, and you're still cleaning for them? Like, are you kidding? My parents would never. They would never.
Yes.
I'm like, so I don't know. Like, I can't say that's right or wrong, but I do think it's at 20, I was paying my own rent, I was paying my own electric bill, and I'm so grateful for that
Mm-hmm.
because it taught me that I could do really hard things and I could manage stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I had to learn how to manage a schedule and manage money and so I just want to say all is like if you're a parent who's doing that, you get the award, the deemed, you're amazing, like you're doing the hardest things. Moms are doing the hardest thing because somehow you're following your dream and you're trying to bring up wonderful children in this world who will hopefully take care of my husband and I because we didn't have any. Like I really pray that you'd have these amazing children who will take care of strangers. But like I think you have to pat yourself on the back and know the perfect mom that you're looking at or you're comparing yourself to, you wouldn't want to be friends with and you know it. Like you just
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't want to be friends with them and you know it.
Mm-hmm. Yes, yes. And just having that community of women in general, whether you're moms or not moms, just to be able to bounce ideas off of and commiserate with and be like, wow, that failed miserably. Okay, let's pick ourselves up and move forward. How many of your clients do you think are coming to Pilates for the very first time, are totally new to exercising, are moms who have, like we were talking about earlier, taking care of everybody else?
Mm.
How do you start with them?
Yeah. So it's the first thing we say, and we have to say it a lot. And it actually doesn't matter how many times we say it, we still have to repeat it. Finishing is optional.
Mhm.
Finishing the class is optional. Just because you signed up for it, just because you hit play, just because you showed up doesn't mean you can't leave early. You can't just lay there. Can't close your eyes.
Yeah.
I have been teaching Pilates classes for a really long time, and sometimes the moms would come in, they'd be like, "I'm sorry, I'm late," and they'd just be in the back, and they do a few exercises, and they would just lay there, and then
Mhm.
of course, I'd make sure that they're still alive and they're breathing, and they're like, "It's okay, I'm just out of shape." I'm like, "Just lay here, just join back in when you can,"
Yeah.
and then I was very intentional going up and just saying, "It's okay to be new."
Mhm.
I think no matter if you're a parent or not a parent, you have to. What if you did treat yourself like you did treat your children or a child you would
Mhm.
have? You would
Mhm.
absolutely not expect your child to be a perfect baseball player on their first day of practice. They're going to
Mhm.
miss most of the balls thrown at them.
Mhm.
So, what we have to, and what we, was why I went through mindset coach training and habits training is like, why do people sign up for things and then they quit them? What's going on?
Mhm.
And it's because of this all or nothing mentality. If I can't do all of the exercises, I'm not good enough for this. This is not the workout for me. No, how do you think
Mhm.
I got to do these exercises? I was a beginner.
Mhm.
So, what one of the things that myself and all of our teachers repeat often is finishing is optional, and two, replace what you can't do yet with something you can do.
Mhm.
Movement is movement, right? So, if this exercise I'm doing right now is not right for you and where you're at, doing anything is going to
Yes.
build up endurance. I don't care
Yes.
if you just do some toe taps or some bridging, like it's going to help. It's going to help. And the thing is every time you move your body, you are one truly doing something for your future self that like money cannot buy the workouts you do when you're younger for your older self. And Corey knows this
Right.
tremendously. Like we cannot go back in time and get the strength that you didn't get when you were younger.
Oh, yeah. You
Two,
think about falls for older adults can be terminal, you
terminal.
know?
Oh, yeah. Oh, 100%. Anytime some of my husband's family has fallen, I said, you should go visit them. They're going to die in the next year. And he's like, that's dark. And I'm like, actual stat. It's an actual stat. This is the beginning of the end.
Yep.
Like,
Uh-huh.
so I'm not trying to be dark. I'm telling you, I've seen how they move or don't. And this is where we're at. So, two, moving your body has actually zero to do with your looks. And we really need to talk about this because women associate the workout with like changing their body to back to what it was before.
Mhm.
Ladies, the world wants us to be so busy trying to get smaller that we do not nourish ourselves. We do not fuel ourselves, become weaker. So we cannot think about what they're trying to do to us. So the reason you move your body, whether it's lifting weights or doing Pilates or going for a walk, is not, is actually not about the weight loss. Okay. Your weight loss journey happens if you need it to happen with your hormone health doctors and a nutritionist making sure you're fueled for you. Some people need to eat meat. Some people don't. Some people need more of this, less of this. That is a whole other thing. 90% of your weight has to do with your food and your hormones, right? Your
Yes.
workout can supplement that. But why you're moving is because we're going to talk about this before we hit record. We do not farm anymore. Most of
Mhm.
us do not have jobs that require us to push heavy things, pull heavy things, work in sweaty conditions. Most of us are very privileged about our work life.
Mhm.
It is a perfectly eco environment with the AC, and the water is no longer in a cafeteria. It's right there. Someone, in fact, might just
Mhm.
bring it by for you. Like we don't have to get up anymore, right?
Uh-huh.
Movement practice is to actually literally move your body. And the reason why I like people to do Pilates in addition to whatever they're doing is because you're literally moving your body in all the spine shapes it's meant to move. This helps your posture, most importantly, but your mobility so that you can grab your kid as they run by too quickly and you're like, oh my God, they're going to the street. I do not want you to need a shoulder replacement when that happens. I want you to grab them and pull them back in. I want
Or
you
have a spinal surgery.
Yeah, exactly. Or worse, I want your hips to be strong, right? The reason why so many women more than men need knee replacements is imbalance in muscles. Like
Mhm.
it's not because they like to say it's how we walk. No, it's imbalance of muscles. If you have balance of your muscles, your joints are healthy. We've had this pelvis for thousands of years, guys.
Right. Right.
All right. So
Well, and you think about the same research and statistics goes with young women and ACL tears. I
yeah,
think it's like 3 or 4 times more likely for a young woman ages 13 to 15 to tear their ACL than men. It's
yes.
all about muscle imbalance.
It's muscle imbalance. And so we have to move our bodies for the health of it, like for the future we want to have. And so if you are thinking that you are selfish, that you are taking time away from your children, I'm going to tell you right now, if you are a weaker adult, you will actually be affecting their lives when they're younger. Like I'm in my 40s and I do think about I have a parent who's did not take care of themselves, does not take care of themselves as much as they should and I'm like, "Oh my God, this would be the worst time for you to become dependent on me. I
Mhm.
literally don't have the funds yet to support the care you need. You don't have the funds
Right.
you need to care." And so I like it almost it's actually selfish of you to not. So I would like to say like it's so important, actions are caught, not taught. If your kids see that you move your body for the health of it, not for like getting into a pair of pants or a dress you want to wear, but just for the health of it, they too will move. Our members literally show me pictures of them doing Pilates in the game room while the kids are playing, and like one of their
Mhm.
kids gets on the floor and does single leg kick with them. There's
Mhm.
not, like there's nothing in Pilates that's bad for a child to do.
Right.
So it's a
Right.
perfect model for like kids. We move our bodies because we want to be able to do fun things. I want you to be able to go up weird, crazy steps. I want you to be able to say yes to an adventurous hike, even if you haven't trained for it. I want those things for you. We can, there's certain things as you get older, when you have the time, finally, and air quotes, there are certain things I can't change. If you go
Mhm.
kyphotic because of bad posture, there's only, I can strengthen muscles around that, but I cannot change the bones. Can't.
Right. It's too late. It's too late. Oh my gosh, this is so incredibly important, and I'm so glad that you touched on kind of that body image movement piece for health because I look back, I was in health coaching for a while and really focused so heavily on staying a certain weight, staying a certain weight, staying a certain weight. And the last year, that's changed. And it does something to you. As
Yeah.
a woman, it really affects you. And I've really had to reflect back and be like, wow, I didn't think I had body image issues. But
Hmm.
let's like really look through this and see, okay, are there healthy choices you could make that would be better than others? Yes. Are you moving your body as much as you could be? No. And is your weight or your health unhealthy? No. So remembering to look at all of the pieces and not, well, I want to get in that pair of pants again. So I'm going to crash diet or starve myself or eat carrot. I don't know, whatever. Like, no, 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 no. If we can move past that and be like, okay, well, what is healthy for me? How
Hmm.
do I feel? How do I sleep? All of those things. I'm just so glad that you mentioned nutrition and hormone health because
Yeah.
it's so incredibly, and it changes over your lifetime. You
My
don't
God.
like all of a sudden become 40 and you're like, well, my body's falling apart. No, things do change, but
Mhm.
that doesn't mean it's bad. It just means we need to shift.
No, it's actually quite this, it's really powerful thing that our bodies do. And I think it's like the three species in the world even go through it. But like I don't think that there's anything wrong with going, oh my God, do I have body like this bothering me? Like if we evaluate like what is bothering me about this? Like what is it really? And where are the areas that like maybe I have been not treating myself well, but also like as we get older, our bodies are just going to change. Like it is, there are women out there who stay the same size for their entire lives. I don't know how they do it, but I also will say like, I remember my mom, my grandmother, everyone in my life being on a diet of some kind my whole life.
Mhm.
Like
Mhm.
I read this book, Rethinking Thin, back in 2006, 2007, and I it was every other chapter was a history of dieting. And I could
Mhm.
literally I already knew what each diet was. I already as a child had watched someone in my family go through it. And so it took me a really long time to actually understand that like what a diet is. Like we
Mhm.
all have a certain diet. Not that we're on a
Mhm.
diet, but like how you eat is a diet, right? Okay,
Right.
that's the word.
Right.
So then I had to also understand that you could be thin on the outside and fat on the inside.
Mhm.
And I'm
Yep.
like, hold on, wait a second. Like I have family members with heart problems. So I can look
Right.
the size that society is deeming appropriate for me, but I actually am weak. My
Yeah.
heart is weak. These like
Mhm.
that none of that is good stuff, right? Like I was having a lot of health issues. I had some digestive. So now and my at 42, in my early 30s, a doctor was able to discover that I was not absorbing nutrition. So at
Mhm.
5'9", I was 120, 125 pounds,
Oh,
tiny,
wow.
tiny person. And of course, living in LA, so everyone thought it was so cool. And I will tell you the day that I realized it was a mess. So I was told
Mhm.
I'm not absorbing nutrition. So I'm buying all this expensive food from, Air One and Whole Foods and like absorbing none of it. So what's the point? Two,
Mhm.
I had two different meetings that day. I had my commercial agent wanted to meet with me because when you live in LA at some point you end up with one. So a commercial agent who met with me and they said, you're too skinny for our clients. And I was like, okay, right? Like, what does that
Mhm.
mean? I don't
Right. Uh-huh.
understand. Like, should I wear baggier
Yeah.
clothes when I go?
Right.
Like, what do I do?
Right.
Like, what do I do? And then I go to my modeling agent, my fitness modeling agent, and they said, you're not skinny enough.
Mhm.
And I was so pissed off in traffic. I was like, you cannot please anyone.
Right.
Like, I am not enough
Hear
for
that. Hear
anyone.
that. You cannot please anyone.
Cannot. And so I literally went to a donut place.
Yes.
My modeling agency was right across the street from Nuts. I was like, how cruel is this? And I went, I had a gluten-free Nut, which is like, it's a non-fried donut. I had one. I sat in my traffic and I was just like, I think I'm going to quit both those things. And I'm going to focus on what I was just told. You're not absorbing nutrition
Mhm.
mean? What does that mean for my
Yeah.
bones? What does that mean for my life? Like, what does that mean for my partner? We live in a place where like I'm paying for my own health care. Like, what does that mean? And so that's why I say
Right.
it's not selfish to take care of yourself. And your movement practice is never selfish if it is
Right.
because you are trying to stay as strong and endurance so you can keep up with the children you want to have and be there for them when they are older. Or
Mhm.
better yet, go do whatever you want. You know,
Right.
go on the 30-day cruise.
Right.
Go
Right.
travel the world. I
And
teach.
I'm so glad that you said that because I think about my parents. They're both 71. They are retired. My dad retired from American Airlines. They could travel anywhere. I don't think they could, especially my mom. I don't think she could keep up because she hasn't exercised. And I think about that now and I'm like, that is so important
Yeah.
that I want to be able to go and do because remember, guys, there is only one life. You may believe in reincarnation and all of those things and I love that. And right now today, this life that you're living, there's only one of these.
Yeah.
There's no redo. So
Yeah.
we got to do it now.
You're so correct. And like we have this retreat in Cambodia and there's this part of the retreat that's not on the retreat. It's literally if you stay an extra day. And the reason for that is like partially we can only take a smaller car of people up. And the other reason is like I It is a trek to get to this waterfall. You have to go down some rickety metal stairs. Some of them are not quite the same distance apart, so you have to look at every step, and like it's pretty hard. And this one girl's mom, she's 70 years old. She came with us. And she went down those stairs. She's a Pilates instructor. She went down those stairs, she
Mm-hmm.
got in the water, and she was just like laughing. And then she started crying and she said, none of my friends could do this.
Yes. Yes.
And I looked at that and I was like, I've been on this mission for as long as I have. And that right there is why I have to keep going because
Mhm.
like 70 is actually not that old. It's not
No,
that old.
no.
And I think like, yes, we have busy days. Yes, you're tired. Yes, there's a lot going on. And also you owe it to tomorrow's self to move today. You just do. You're
Yes.
gonna feel so much better.
Yes. Oh my gosh, it's so important. And I've worked in so many different settings and seen so many people fall, and it is life altering. If you are in your 70s, 80s, or 90s and you break a hip, it is likely terminal.
Yeah.
Not always. You know, it could be some freak accident that wasn't because your bones were weak, but
Right.
by and large, it is weakness in your joints that now. Comes
Yeah.
right now today working on maintaining that strength.
Yeah, which is what I'll just say right here. Like out of because I've been a runner and I have like long distance and I was a cardio junkie. Ladies, stop doing that. Stop the cardio junkie. We were lied to. They busied us on treadmills and stair climbers. And yes, your heart needs some challenging, but not as much as you think. And uh
Yeah.
and I'm absolutely a big fan of lifting heavy weights. But one of the things that I love so much about Pilates practice, and you can do a mat practice at home. You do not have to have a gym membership. You do not have to have the time. Like Joe Pilates gave us something really great. We could just do the same mat exercises every time and get better at them. He focuses on the side body more than any other fitness regimen out there. So many
Mhm.
people focus on like the butt, the hamstrings, or the quads, but the muscles around your hip, your inner thighs, and your outer hips are so important. And every Pilates exercise requires those to turn on. And it really is like I can tell you, right, I ran a marathon and the next day went up 2 flights of stairs without any soreness, no pain, no hip pain, no knee pain, none of it
Oh
because
wow.
I did Pilates the whole time. I did it. I did it before I did that run. I did it after. It was not fun, but I did it so that my hips were nice and loose. They were strong. They could handle anything. And so I think like we got to keep this in mind. We have to know that we are not invincible. So one,
Mhm.
take that pressure off yourself. And two, since we're not, what are the things, what are the tools we're going to use to make sure that we can prevent as much as possible when we're older?
Oh yes. I love that so much. Oh my gosh. I need to have you back on the show because there's so many more things for us to talk
Let's
about.
do it. Let's do it.
I do want to be respectful of your time, and I want people to be able to learn about your retreats, where to find your classes, how to follow you, all those things. So lay it all out for
Well, if you are new to Pilates, my
us.
full body in 15.com series is for you because what I actually did was like do little mini workshops. It's like 3 mini workshops. I literally teach you how to do each exercise. Then there's a 15-minute workout. That's right, 15-minute workout that is from that workshop that allows you don't even need me after that. If you want to just do that 15-minute workout, you memorize it, you got it. That's perfect. That's for you. That's for beginners. But if you've done some Pilates or you feel you could jump on in. If you go to onlinepilatesclasses.com, you'll see we have classes, we have memberships. We are the only Pilates platform out there that will review your form. So you can send a video of you doing an exercise going, my hip clicks when I do this, or my sacrum hurts when I do this. Like ladies, stuff moves around if you have kids. And even if you don't have kids, like things change. And so we are the only platform where you can send a video and I actually watch and go, oh, well, that's what you need to bend this knee, or actually try a blanket under this, or how does this feel? And so we do that. We have an incredible community where you can meet other people, you can share, you inspire other people because you're like, oh my God, I was going to do this class. And then someone's like, I did it. You were right. It was so great. And so it's just really nice to have people who are like on that same thing. We're going to move for ourselves. We're going to move for the health of it. So you can go there. If you like Instagram, that's where I like to hang out. And it's just my name, Lesley Logan. You can ask me anything. You can ask for links. We have links to all the stuff on there. But this is so fun. And I hope we can come back. If people have questions about Pilates, there's a lot of
Yes.
things out there that people are calling Pilates or saying is Pilates, and they're using the popularity of Pilates to lie to people. So I
Mhm.
just want to say, like, if you have questions about Pilates, you can always ask me.
I love that so much. Thank you for being on the show today.
Thanks, Corey.
As As we close out today's episode, I want to leave you with this. Your next level is already within you. If you're feeling that pull for more clarity, more alignment, and more courage to step fully into who you're meant to be, this is your invitation to take the next step. Whether you're an entrepreneur ready to scale or a woman standing at the edge of something bigger, the path forward starts with trusting your desires, owning your worth, and leading with your inner knowing. This is exactly what I offer. Private VIP coaching, and where I guide women inside the 10K Club and 50K Club through consulting with She Sells and Superhuman Selling to help you gain clarity, step into aligned action, and build a life and business that reflects your highest vision. If you're ready to explore what's next, let's have a conversation. Book a free call now at www.corywinn.com/free call. I can't wait to connect with you. Talk soon.